Guys, what's going on? It is Dylan back again with another DJI Mavic Pro tutorial video, and today we are going to be doing something a little different, semi-new, especially for me as far as my channel is concerned. We are going to be using the third-party app known as Lychee to do waypoints, which is very, very cool. So without any further ado, look down in the lower left corner, guys. There's the Lychee logo, and there's the icon. We're going to tap on it, and we are loaded up in Lychee now. So, okay, so first things first, I just feel like I need to kind of make a disclaimer or a warning or whatever you want to call it. Guys, if you do not have a lot of hours logged under your belt flying drones, especially DJI drones with the DJI Go 4 app, which was made by DJI for the DJI drones, please, 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 do not just jump into doing these waypoints on this Lychee app. You need to be comfortable with Lychee. You need to fly it. You need to know the layout. You need to know what everything does. And even before that, you need to be really, really comfortable and good at flying the drone. Your DJI Mavic Pro specifically, well, really, it doesn't matter if it's the Phantom, the Spark, the Inspire, the Mavic Air, the Phantoms, any of that. But you need to, I mean, it's common sense, guys. You just need to make sure that you're very, very comfortable flying a drone. This isn't just something like, oh man, I got my Mavic Pro yesterday. Here's this cool video. Here's this different app. I'm just going to jump right into it. But anyways, I'm not going to ramble on much longer. But anyways, I just kind of felt like I needed to kind of throw out a little warning / disclaimer, because when this app first came out, I don't know when the app first came out. I've had it for about a little over a year, and when I first had it, it was a little glitchy and it was a little unnerving flying, which I never had any problems with it, but I know a lot of people did. But ever since then, this Lychee app, the developers have really made a lot of improvements, and I feel a whole lot more comfortable flying it now. And I'm not discouraging you guys from using the Lychee app, but I'm just saying, please be very cautious, be very careful, and don't just rush through it, and just really think about what you're doing and really pay attention. So anyways, sorry to get off track there a little bit. I may start doing a lot of Lychee tutorials upcoming, just for those that are interested in using the app. And just a little information on the Lychee app. Whenever I bought it a little over a year ago, it was 20 bucks, and I bought it because it would allow you to do pre-programmed pano shots and all that, which now the DJI Go 4 app does allow you to do. But you're going to see why there's a good reason that you should get Lychee for waypoints, and that's what we're going to get into right now. So first things first, you'll notice that right now we are in the Lychee app, and you'll notice you don't see any live feed or footage from my drone, and the reason for that is because we don't have the drone connected. So that's what's cool about these waypoints with the Lychee app, is you don't even have to, that's the whole reason, that's the biggest gripe I've heard from a lot of people with the DJI Go 4 app when it comes to waypoints, is that you actually have to physically fly your drone at the waypoint, store the waypoint, then fly it away, get to the altitude you want, store it, fly to another waypoint, get to the altitude, store it, fly to another. And so what happens there, guys, is you end up wasting half your battery, if not more, just to set you have to physically be there, and you physically have to fly your drone where you want your waypoints. Well, guess what? Right now, I am sitting here in my office / studio, and I'm about to create a waypoint mission just right here in the Lychee app without my drone connected, and it's going to be about a half a mile or mile away from where I'm at. Now, understand what I'm saying here. I'm actually going to physically drive to the location that I'm doing the waypoints, where I can physically see the drone. But what I'm saying is right now, as far as mapping out and setting up the waypoints, I'm doing it like a mile away from where we're actually going to be flying. So technically speaking, I could get on this map right now, and I could navigate to a whole nother country, all right, or a whole nother state. I could go down to Florida, like right around in here. Say we're in Florida somewhere. I have no idea where this is, but I could sit here and I could program my my waypoints, and then if I were to hop on a plane and head to Florida, if I was vacationing down here, going to check out something, visit some family, I could already have that waypoint mission ready to rock and roll. How cool is that? So anyways, let's get back to where we are. Okay, so now we are back to where roughly we are. So in the upper left corner, without any further ado, let's get into this. In the upper left corner, you can see where you can see the Lychee icon and it says FPV. We're going to tap on that, and you'll notice the very first thing under FPV is waypoint. We're going to click on that. Now, as I said, we're actually not going to be doing our waypoint mission right here where I'm at presently. We're going to go about a mile up north, a mile or so. It may just be half mile or so, and there's a park right here. Flown my drone at this park tons and tons of times, so we're going to do it, and I'm actually going to be parking right here alongside this road. And if you guys will look at the upper left corner of the black box there, that's a little picnic table. That's where I'm going to be sitting watching the drone do its thing without controlling it from the pre-programmed waypoint mission that I'm going to show you guys how to do. The technology is so cool. Okay, so here we go. So you can use your fingers and pinch in and zoom out, as you can see I'm doing here, and we are going to set up our first waypoint mission. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to just tap where we want the drone to start. Boom, done deal. You see the little purple pin with the 1, that means that's where the drone's going to start, and that 98, that number above it, is feet. So let's tap. So you can either go through here now at this point, guys, and tap all your waypoints where you want them to be, or you can do as I like to do. It doesn't matter. It's just your own personal preference. I like to set my waypoint and then tap on it, click on it, and then we can change the settings here. So I'm going to actually just start off at about, oh gosh dang it, it's a little sensitive, but you could always hit the plus or minus. I'm going to start off at about 55 feet. Okay, then we can scroll down and we can see some of these options for this very first waypoint. Now, this thing will do some really cool stuff. Like, for instance, you can actually set point of interest before you set your waypoints, and as you can set 3 or 4, set however many point of interest you want, then set the waypoints in and have your waypoints focused on what point of interest you want it to. That's going to be a whole nother video, guys. You can do some very cool stuff with waypoints with Lychee, but just for the sake of keeping it simple and keeping it watered down, because I know this is a whole lot of new information to digest in a whole new, you know, not new, but you know, new way of flying your drone through the Litchi App. But because the Litchi App's been out a while, so it's not new, but you know what I mean. So anyways, we're going to keep speed. We're just going to keep it there. And then, so check this out. I will change this. So do you see heading? Okay, so heading's at 0 degrees, which is pointing straight north. Do you see the little teal blue, turquoise, whatever color? It looks like a little paper airplane under the pin. It's pointing straight north. Watch what happens when I slide this slider over to the right on the heading. See how it's rotating? So say I want the drone to start off looking this way. So at about 224 degrees there, it's pretty much facing southwest. So now I'm going to, up in the upper right corner of this pop-up box, I'm going to hit the X. Now I'm using my fingers to zoom out. So we have waypoint 1 facing southwest at 55 feet. So let's say I want it to fly down this way. And now at that second point, I'm going to tap on it again. And I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and I'm right over some power lines, guys. And that's another thing, keep in mind, just be smart. You can see there's trees around here. So, you know, you need to make sure that you account for things like that. And I've flown at this park several times, done a lot of my tutorial videos at this park. So I know the tree heights, and I mean, I don't know them specifically, but I know them good enough to know. But again, it looks like we're going to be just going right over the edge of some trees, and then we're going to be over some power lines. So we obviously want to get up in altitude a little bit. So I'm going to take it up to 148 feet there. I'm going to leave everything the same as far as speed and curve size. Now on the heading, as you can see, we're sliding at it, the airplane's rotating. I'm going to have it rotate to where it's looking a little more like, northwest. They're at 313 degrees. And then we're going to leave everything else alone. Upper right corner of the pop-up box, hit the X. Zooming out a little bit. Now you can see the yellow line. We have 376 feet of drone travel between waypoint 1 and waypoint 2. And we're going to climb an altitude from 55 feet to 148 feet. So now I'm going to have the drone come over in this area. And just for the sake of let's see what it does, we're going to tap on it again. We're going to we'll make it go down just a little bit, but I don't want to take it down too much, to about 100 feet. So it's going to descend from 148 to 101 feet between waypoints 2 and 3. And I'm actually on the heading, I'm going to have it kind of looking at this old abandoned swimming pool that isn't public swimming pool that isn't used anymore. And I just kind of want to see how the behavior works on from when it looks that way, then it heads to the next waypoint. So upper right corner of the pop-up box, going to hit the X. I'll zoom out a little bit. And then let's have it come up north a little bit, right around in there. We're going to tap on it, and I'm going to have it go back up in altitude to about 225 feet. Why not? And then leave everything the same. And then on the heading, I'm going to make it look more back towards me, back towards the south at about 182 degrees. Keep everything the same. Upper right corner of the pop-up box, hit the X. And then we're going to have it come, we'll have it come to the right to where it'll miss the water tower for sure. And 225 feet in waypoint 4, that's way above that water tower. But we'll have it come right about over here, and we'll have it descend, and it's clearly going to miss any trees you can see there, guys. It's clearly going to miss the water tower or any trees. We have some trees right there to the southeast of waypoint 4, but we'll have it come down to about 92 feet or so. And then we will call that good on my heading. I'm going to have it looking back towards me there. Now in the upper right corner of the pop-up box, I'm going to hit the X. Okay, so there you go, guys. There is our little our waypoint mission. So, and it shows you the chronological order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that it's going to go in, and it even shows the turquoise little paper airplane which way it's going to be facing. So now, before we do anything, look to the far left and about the middle, guys. You see a folder, an old floppy disk icon, a little tablet or smartphone icon with the sprocket and then the play button. That third one from the top, the little smartphones, iPad, tablet, whatever you want to call it, with the sprocket, we're going to click it. And as you can see, we are here in the mission settings. Okay, so on heading, if we put it on auto, I believe that that would basically just face which way the drone's heading all the time. But we're going to keep it on custom there because we went and set all those headings. Now, down on the finish action. So whenever the drone has gone to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, what do we want the drone to do after it's done getting to that 5th and final waypoint? Do we want it to do nothing and hover there? Do we want it to RTH, which is return to home? Do we want it to land right there? Do we want it to go back to the first waypoint? Or do we want it to reverse and do the mission in reverse? What I'm going to do is I'm going to have it go back to waypoint 1, and as you can see there, watch what happens, guys. We're on none. Watch what happens. This little yellow line gets made between 5 and 1 when we hit back to 1, so therefore you can see my complete full path. Very cool stuff. Let's go down a little bit. Now by default, I believe the path mode is set to straight lines, and now if you hit curve turns, you'll get a little curvature, which would make it, I would imagine, a little more cinematic. Now as far as the cruising speed goes, I believe this is how fast you want the drone to go in this mission. And I think actually you can set it to go different speeds in between each waypoints. Like I said, this is very powerful stuff. It's so awesome. But let's just have the drone go about 10 this entire time. And then max flight speed, I'm really not understanding that, to be honest, because if our cruising speed's 10, why would our flight speed get up to 15? But whatever, we'll just keep it there. And then on the curve size, default curve size 50%. Let's make it make bigger curves. So let's put them like it's, well, let's put them about at 65, I guess. I don't know. And then default gimbal pitch mode. Now, if we were to set some point of interest, which again, I'll do that in the future tutorial, that the gimbal, we can have it just focus on the point of interest. But right now, we're just going to keep it on disabled. And on rotations, direction, we're just going to keep it on managed. Now in the lower right, we're going to hit this little next icon, and now you can go over each waypoint settings if you want. So we really don't need to do that because we've already done it. Now up in the upper right corner, we're going to hit X. Now guys, this is what's cool. We've done all this work. We've set up our mission. We're feeling good about it. Now over on the far left in the middle of the screen, those 4 icons, we're going to hit the floppy disk, which obviously means save. Now we can give this thing a name. So I'm going to call it the name of this park, Renlet Park. And then I'm even going to get fancy. I'm going to put parentheses and I'm going to call it West. Wow. I'm going to call it East. Don't even know my directions. I'm going to call it Renlet Park East. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then basically, guys, now up in the upper left corner, I'm back in default FPV. Next thing we're going to see is you're going to see the footage from I'm fixing to go get in my truck, and I'm going to drive north to Renlet Park from my place of residence to Renlet Park, and we're going to hook the drone up, and then we're going to get this going. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I am here at the park now. Let me toggle in between. Let me zoom out. So I told you guys that I would be parked on that road there, and here we are. As you can see, we're in Lychee, and we're in the default setting, which is FPV. So up in the upper left corner, we're going to tap it, and then we're going to click on Waypoint. And now, just a little bit ago, we set up everything. Now we need to load that mission. So at the far left of the screen, the uppermost icon in the folder, we're going to click on that, which loads our mission, Renlet Park East. There it is. We're going to click on it, then in the bottom right corner of the pop-up, hit load, and look at that. So now what we're going to do is, if on the far left now, those four icons, the bottom one, we're going to hit play, and then we're going to start the mission, uploading mission. There goes the drone firing up. I'm going to go ahead and hit record.
Recording started.
And then I'm going to go ahead and toggle to our live feed. And then I do have control of the, and there it goes. Look at it, it's starting. It's at heading 1, and now it is going to go up to 148 feet. And it's already starting to curve towards the next waypoint. Let me go ahead and toggle back to this one. And see, that's what's cool, is you can see where it is. And see, look there at the curvature, it even projects how it's going to curve. And there it goes. And let's go ahead and toggle back to our live feed. And then remember, I had it here looking towards that old abandoned swimming pool. See, it should be coming up on it. And it's hard to see now because of the trees, of course. It's down there. There it is. There it is. Never mind. It's not hard to see. I just didn't have the gimbal. Now, I am doing that with the gimbal as far as adjusting it, the camera looking up or down. Now, here's what's interesting to me. Okay, so that's how it works. It's just going to keep rotating that way. And then by the time it gets to waypoint 4, the heading will be matched with the turquoise blue. So that is so cool. Very cool stuff. And again, guys, I'm not controlling this at all. The only thing I have done is, you know, and then there's the water tower that I was talking about that we would be above, and now it's going to descend. And as you can see, we are going to miss it here. Man, this is so cool. It is just so cool that I sit there and I set this mission up about a mile from here, and then just effortlessly. And again, I got here, guys, and I calibrated the compass, and I set up everything, did all the pre-flight stuff. So again, just make sure that you read up on Lychee and you're comfortable with Lychee and flying and all that stuff before you happen to do it. So now we are going to descend to 55 feet, and it's done. And now it's coming back to waypoint 1. And there I am waving at the drone, sitting on the bench. So that is very, very, very cool stuff. We are almost back to waypoint 1, and you can see the home point. That's where I'm sitting, and we are done. I'm going to hit stop record, and now
recording stopped. Mission ended.
It came down to the 55 feet, and it's just where the waypoint 1 was, and I'm just going to go ahead and land the drone. But anyways, guys, that is it for the DJI Mavic Pro waypoints using the Litchi app, which is insanely cool stuff. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to smash that thumbs up button. Also, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I will have a lot more DJI Mavic Pro stuff coming up. And I think I'm going to go ahead and start a series using Lychee, because it'll do even more cool stuff. Not more cool than that, I don't think. I think the waypoints is the coolest thing, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. Guys, have a great day. This is Dylan.